Greetings, Earthlings, humans, whatever you got, all intelligent life forms, human and otherwise, especially animals who are far smarter than human beings, as we all know, because they don't lie to themselves. So that makes you a lot smarter. Welcome to the Roseanne Barr Podcast.
Oh, you see, my patience is growing thin.
Well, today we've got a really interesting show. A fellow comic, and I do consider him to be a genius. So that's always cool when I can talk to other geniuses. And his name is Sam Tripoli. Hi, Sam.
Oh, Roseanne, I love you. That's the nicest intro I've ever gotten in my life. Thank you.
Well, I've been watching you, and I know you have, you're welcome. I know you have stored quite a bit of facts in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, those I can remember for sure.
You've got a lot of files in there.
There's so many files, and I wish Elon Musk would come up with a way to get rid of some of the files so we could clean up to make room for new files.
Yeah, I do
Because
too.
I'm like, I learn new stuff and I instantly forget it, but I remember ridiculous stuff from the past.
Yeah, me
But
too.
it is crazy. Happy, first of all, we're recording this on December 3rd. I don't know when this is coming out, but today was supposed to be the big aliens were supposed to show up day.
Oh, is
I don't
that
know if you
right?
knew
I didn't know that.
Today was the aliens supposed to show up day and go to a war in the skies. According to,
I knew that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over. It could
Yeah,
still happen.
it's still
ain't
going to
gonna
happen.
happen.
But
It ain't
as
gonna
of this
happen.
recording, it has not happened. A lot of people getting let down. I never get into dates, especially
Yeah.
as a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
I never go, it's going to happen on this day.
Yeah.
I go, it's going to happen when it
I
happens.
look at those kind of things as like, okay, they're trying to tell us something, but they can't dare tell us the real deal.
Planting seeds.
Yeah, they're getting us to secrete a certain enzyme at a certain time.
Oh, I'm in. They
Yeah.
feed off that, right?
Yeah,
That's my whole thing.
Mind
Anxiety.
control. Yeah, they induce trauma and anxiety, and they
100%.
love to build it, which means an event is coming. But little do they know that I know, and that's why I'm like, you're welcome, America, that you have me here, because I do decode the devilism.
I'm in, man.
I
all
know
in.
it all because I'm a Jew. And don't fucking piss me off.
Well, it's very interesting. They played all their cards.
No, they did not.
The only thing they don't have left, and I love to hear you, is Operation Bluebeam, which is a fake alien.
Right, the fake alien, the Orson Welles.
That
The
seems
day
to
the
be
Earth
it.
stood still, or they came, or whatever it was.
Do you watch Netflix? Are you
Never.
Netflix gal?
No, I don't care for Susan Rice.
Okay, I respect that.
She's one of the people who got me labeled a racist and pulled off of all media, blacklisted
What a crazy
everywhere.
time that was,
Yeah.
huh? What
Yeah.
a crazy, that couldn't happen, I think, today. But then it definitely could. But there's a show
You
called...
don't think it could happen today?
I think cancel culture was a giant psyop.
Yeah,
In
that
whi-
started with the Me Too movement.
That was a giant
Bankrolled
psyop
by
as well.
P. Diddy.
What's that?
Bankrolled by P. Diddy, the Me Too
Jeffrey
movement.
Epstein probably as well.
I thought it was
Fuck yeah.
CAA.
CIA.
CAA.
No, it's not the CIA.
No,
It's the
CAA.
CAA.
No, it's the LGBTQ plus CAA, CIA.
It's so many letters. So many letters. It's too many. You got to condense
It
that.
all spells Satan.
100%.
Yeah.
So you asked me before if I believe in God. Yeah, I do. My biggest thing, the best evidence for God is that there's a side that worship darkness, and if there's darkness, there must be light.
That's right.
So that
Hello.
I have my own personal beliefs in
That's
terms
right.
of, but all these people worshiping all this darkness, and for me,
You know what's really freaky about them? They all believe in God too. Because they could not be worshiping the devil if they didn't also believe in God.
Okay,
And,
I get that, and that is true.
yeah, what they did was they reversed it. That's the perverse reverse.
Yeah, and everything
They
is
made
perverse.
Satan as powerful as God when he is not.
Not at all.
According to Torah, God created that energy so that we would learn not to choose it, but to choose with our free will the other, the good.
I agree.
But, they think they're triangulating something, and then they try to raise demons with it.
And I do believe in demons. I believe in all that stuff. I believe most of those stuff are either fallen angels or the spirits of Nephilim giants. Because, right?
Yeah, I'm so into that.
I'm all about the Nephilim, dude.
We-
I'm
we-
all
we're
about
I
gonna
that.
don't
leave
know
that.
about the Nephilim. My daughter always talks, and I hear people talk. But I think that...
Do you believe in fallen angels?
I believe that a lot of people on this planet ain't people.
I totally believe that.
Because that's what it says there. It says that a lot of them are just projections or holograms of our own bad karma that we create with our acts and our bad deeds.
Interesting.
That's not the
Interesting.
Nephilim, though, right? That's,
What?
That's different than the Nephilim.
Who are the Nephilim?
Nephilim are the offspring of when I have a joke about my new special that just dropped. Why is everybody getting quiet? About how fallen angels came down and mated with the daughters of men.
Yeah.
And because women like bad boys, they were all
Yeah.
into fallen angels, right? So
Well, it says that they came down and visited themselves upon the.
Yeah.
They found them fair.
yeah, well, they wanted to hook up.
Yeah.
Human chicks are hot. They wanted they wanted to hit it, dude. So they came down, and that's what happened. It's
Yeah.
it's very interesting because I
But
you're
what was
Jewish,
with
I'm a
them-
Christian,
What
we're
was them
Abrahamic.
thing with the human chicks to go? Hey, I'm gonna let an alien hump me.
Yeah,
What's up with
because
that?
women like bad boys.
Oh, okay.
Want to piss their dads off.
That's true.
Be like, bring home a fallen angel.
That's true.
Right? Like
Right.
that. Look, I'm begging this demon from the sky. You should have hugged me more. Right? That's what it is. But
Yeah.
even if you get, because you're Jewish, I'm a Christian, we're Abrahamic religions.
Right, we're the
but
same.
I'm also like, there's old
We're
gods.
exactly the same, but y'all don't know it yet.
I do know it.
Oh, okay. Good.
I do know, but basically, so the reason I bring this up is that there's if you go all the way back to the Vedics, they
Oh, yeah.
talk about fallen
Yeah,
angels.
they do. Everybody does since the beginning of time.
That God
it's
trapped
the
entities
same
down here.
religion
Yeah.
that's always been
We're all
here.
talking the same stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
everyone
it
wants to
went
fight
through
with each
all
other.
these mutations because of like the various colonial empires that changed it.
Yes.
And mutated, and it went all
Go ahead
over
and get
the
me into
world
that.
and mixed with the folklore of that particular brand, and it went everywhere. But pretty soon, I think something's going to happen where everybody's light go on, and they go, "Oh, I never saw it that way. In fact, this is great. We can now go into the future and create, a joyous environment for all the children of the world because we don't need to hate nobody anymore."
I agree, man. And that's where it's eventually going to get
It is.
to.
It has to.
Where it's like we're going to live in a world of abundance, not scarcity.
That's right.
Giving it
Peace.
away. When I get in financial fear, I give away money.
That's
because
right.
it tends to come back.
That's how it goes. Absolutely.
Dude, it's never ever not worked for me. Where I was like scared of something,
Yeah.
freaking out,
And when you feel isolated, I always talk about this. When you feel isolated and nobody's listening to you, that's your cue that you need to go help somebody.
That is,
Hello?
I'm sober. That is AA right there. That is,
It is?
That is sobriety.
But
Sobriety
this
is
all
helping other alcoholics.
But this is all in the Torah.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, that's the last place they look.
Nobody wants to look at religion.
Well, they don't want to look at the Torah
Why don't they want to look in the Torah?
because it just has all the truth that they just don't want to hear.
It's super
They'd
interesting.
rather be blaming somebody else and creating hate out of their own misery.
That is it, man.
And all it says in there is, hey, you can leave slavery and learn to create just law for everybody. The end.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Well, I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, well, people, they get us fighting with each other.
But
There's people at the top.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
And they love it, and they take
That's how
bets
they-
on it,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
They fucking
Yeah.
take bets
Yeah.
on how long,
Yeah.
how many of these guys are going to kill.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're going to wipe out 350,000 of them if we do this. Nah, it's just like fucking Vegas, the World Casino.
I totally agree with you, man.
Right?
You can go on DraftKings and bet on genocides. That's how it goes. It
It's
gets
true.
really weird, right? It
Right?
gets really weird. And, I mean, that's how they get us not to pay attention.
They're such a lizard level in their consciousness.
100%.
They have no empathy for like the populations they have, captured to do experiments on to create new drugs. I mean, it's just a few guys, and they're psycho fucking
I totally
paths.
agree with you. But you look at the U.S. economy. So much of our U.S. economy, Wall Street trades in drug, illegal drugs, $50 billion. We
And
get
they go like
pharmaceuticals,
this. And then they get their lawyers that come in and go like this. Well, we're going to lose 50 million people. That's okay. We'll cover it in the bottom line by the cancer treatment centers we also own. And the fucking keeping the cancer curing shit off the market, which makes our thing go up and cha-cha. We don't care how many fucking children
they don't care
die.
At all. They're all psychopaths.
Sorry, how do they deal with illegal drugs? You said Wall Street does?
Yeah, like illegal drugs coming into the country, they make money off of that.
Yeah.
The people who ship them in make money off of that. So our economy makes money off of illegal drugs, cancer, and human sex trafficking. Those are big money makers in our economy, which makes you wonder, maybe we don't have the best economy out there, right? I mean, I'm a capitalist. I believe in pure capitalism, but maybe we have a real problem because everyone always looks at Wall Street. They're like, oh, the economy's doing great because Wall Street's up. Then you go on tour and you go in the middle of nowhere, nobody's got jobs. All the stores are gone. It's crazy to me.
Well, Ma, now that Trump is president,
Yay.
I got contacted by New York Times this week. I don't know if you know that.
No, cool.
Well, no, they're writing a hit piece on all podcasters. We're in it, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
About how we constantly talk about nuclear war and all these scary things, and then we push products immediately after. But I said we're educating our audience because you guys have literally tried to kill us. Your side literally tried to kill us. So
yeah, that's true.
that's how companies like the TWC, the wellness company, started. Is you couldn't get ivermectin during COVID and all that shit.
Right.
So anyway, we sell these all the time. These kits are amazing. They're packed with meds. And now that Trump's in office, who knows what they're going to do? Biden's trying to start a nuclear war.
He's also trying to start a whole vaccine and unvaccine thing again, too.
Gee, January 20th cannot come soon enough. But anyway, tell the people a little bit more.
Well, our kit is packed with life-saving medications like ivermectin, Z-Pak, amoxicillin, and more. These kits combat bacterial infections, staph, bite wounds, UTIs, strep throat, and respiratory illnesses. Each kit includes their medical board-approved guidebook that walks you through how to treat different emergency scenarios. Ordering your prescription emergency kit is easy and fully digital. Answer a couple questions after checkout and your kit's delivered right to your front door. Don't wait until disaster strikes. Act now and get prepped for life's emergencies and live with confidence in these uncertain times. Kits are only available in the USA. Head to twc.health/RB and use the code RB to save up to $40 off plus free shipping.
So
That's a genocide.
Yeah, 100%. So the Anunnaki come down, they create the Sumerians. And
Okay,
that's
well,
where I think the lizard people are.
I gotta hear
Who's
what he's
the
saying.
Anunnakis?
The
I don't know
Anunnakis
who
are
they
fallen gods.
But that
Fallen
was
angels
Nephilim,
come
I
down.
thought.
Okay, so these are the, so to me that would be just, they're constructs of phantoms we create.
Well, I mean, they are, again, in all these religions.
Oh, okay, so all the religions are saying beings from
That
another.
God, there was a war in heaven.
They're all saying that?
Yeah, going all the way back.
All of them say that there was a war in heaven between the gods or
Between
between
God
God
and
and
these
his
angels.
angels.
Yes.
Okay.
And they send them down. And so here's the craziest thing. In where is it, Turkey, I think it is? They actually, the place where the Bible says that the angels set down has the biggest NATO base in the world.
Okay, so they believe it.
They believe it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
The owners
dark
of the
ones.
world.
Yeah, they believe it. The tallest NATO base in the world is on the mountain where the fallen angels set down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right? It's crazy.
No, I knew that. It's all about longitude and latitude,
Yeah,
too.
100%.
And frequency. So I could
Everything's
see that it's
frequency.
from another. I mean, I mean, the first time a lot of people in the forests or whatever saw a modern person who existed at the same time walk into their town, they thought it was a god.
Yep.
So maybe they already...
That's what the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Right? That's why they were able... That's why, like, 100 guys were able to beat, like, 40,000 people or whatever that number is, because they didn't think they were people. They thought... Because it was lining up with their prophecy that these gods were going to show up, and these guys just show up. So they're like, oh, it's the gods.
It might have been.
It might have been.
Well, maybe all those people, maybe they already live on this planet. Maybe they didn't fall down from nowhere. Maybe they've just been hidden a while.
Well, that's one of my favorite things is hidden history. Like, what is the true timeline
Right?
of humanity?
Right, me
They
too.
want us to believe it's a couple thousand years. It could be millions of years. Have you ever heard of Tataria?
Oh, everything about
I
Tataria.
told
told
you
you
the
he
World
was the
Fairs?
guest, did I not?
Yeah, I know about the
Oh,
World
the world.
Fair.
Have you ever seen the AI generated video of the Chicago Fair?
No.
Oh, it is. You watch that, you're like, there's no way they built this in 2 years. Even if you said
Isn't that the one that has sacrifices to Moloch in it?
Yep, and then it had like a giant stadium that could fit 300,000 people, and they said they built that in 2 years. I mean, if you watch it, it's crazy.
What era was it built?
It was in the
Chicago World Fair.
1870s, I
Wow.
believe. The first movie ever shown at the White House was the movie of Moloch.
Really? What was that?
It was about sacrificing of a baby.
Oh my
The
god!
first movie ever shown at the White House?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When?
Now imagine sitting down and eating popcorn, and it's like, baby, put it in the oven, shut it, boom.
I don't doubt it at all.
Yeah.
What president? What era? That would have been early 1900s, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Was it? I don't want to
What
say.
was the
it might have
fucking
been.
name of that?
Was it?
I'll
no,
look it up.
Couldn't have been Woodrow Wilson. I forget who. The
Early
first movie
1900s.
had to be that.
Yeah. Okay, so is the Anunnaki different than the Nephilim? This is one of my questions.
Yeah, because the Nephilim are the children of the fallen angels. They're not the
Okay.
fallen angels.
What are the
They're
Anunnaki?
the children.
Then what are
The Anunnaki would be fallen angels as
Oh,
well.
so the Anunnaki are the parents of the Nephilim.
Yes. But there's
Okay.
many fallen angels. There's not a
They're
lot of people
related.
believe.
The Anunnakis gave birth to the Nephilims.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, women gave birth to the Nephilim, but they were
The Nephilim are half human?
the Nephilims are half humans.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
And they were just getting bigger and bigger, and then they just started eating everybody.
Yeah, they're
And that's when the
giants.
flood
Oh
comes.
my God! They were that's the. Oh yeah, that's right. They were That's right. That's why he destroyed the world.
Yes, they started eating each other, so
That's right,
that's why
that's
they had
in
to flood
Torah.
it, because the DNA was getting shish kebabbed, right?
Yeah, because they didn't want us to like go down that road. Of
Well, they
mad-
wanted us to have God's pure DNA, and these Nephilim these fallen angels were ruining that DNA. Flood it. Now you look with
Okay.
this vaccine.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing the same shit.
Same shit. Same shit. I have people hit me up in Twitter all the time going, dog, the save lives. I'm like, bro, we're looking at 30 million people access deaths right now that nobody's talking about. I have a good friend of mine. He did
Well,
jokes on
that's
his...
gonna get us in trouble on
We don't give a fuck.
YouTube.
Okay.
And
No,
Google.
fuck.
No, well, let's talk about that. You know,
we don't have to.
No,
I
I
don't
want
wanna get you in
to.
trouble.
Do it.
No,
I thought
we're
you guys were
already
just on
in
Rumble.
trouble.
My apologies.
No, fuck 'em,
No,
we are.
listen, we'll put it on Rumble. But
Fuck YouTube.
You know, how long have they been censoring the truth on them places?
Yeah, and
And then it turns out it's true, and they don't say, "Oh, sorry."
Nobody goes
They
back.
do it again. They never pay.
I'm getting hit on Twitter right now. People, the vaccine that save people's lives. I'm like, bro, your algorithm is lying to you.
Yeah.
It's lying. It's not showing you any of the data.
Is it 30 million excess deaths?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
globally,
I heard
obviously,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Is that just worldwide or the U.S.?
I think it's worldwide.
I heard it was worldwide too.
But you know,
well, they really are trying to depopulate Africa in a fast fucking hurry to
Which-
get all
what do
those
you think they wanna do?
resources.
take it over, right?
Yeah, they want the
Clean out the
resources.
population.
Cobalt.
Take it over. I mean, Bill Gates. Like, so I have this theory, right?
Bill
that
Gates doesn't like black people,
he doesn't like anybody.
He doesn't like people.
but he doesn't like people.
He must not like his daughter's boyfriend, by the way.
Is she black?
No, she's
Or
dating
he
a black guy. Date whoever you want. I don't care. But it just makes me laugh because she's like, everyone's mad at me because my boyfriend's black. I'm like, you're such a rich chick just trying to find clout that like you have
Bad
a
boy,
hard
fallen
life.
angel. Her
To
dad.
cover that your dad's trying to kill every black person in the world.
Oh yeah, dude. Even
Yeah, you're cool.
like we got.
Your
You remember
dad's
him and his
so
wife?
cool that he accepts you.
We're
Which
like,
wife?
we gotta get it to them first. You're
Right.
like, what? Dude?
Oh my God, it's horrible.
She's so creepy.
Which
well,
version?
they're all eugenicists too.
They're all eugenicists. Even his father was a eugenicist.
Yeah, he was.
He would help found
Margaret Sanger.
Planned Parenthood.
He worked with Margaret Sanger.
And he Bill Gates' dad was in charge of the Washington State Federal Reserve,
What?
Yeah, I knew that too.
right? So I have this whole theory that all these billionaires are just LARPs.
Mom, do you remember I was telling you about this dog product they actually made for humans, and then it spilled on a horse, and then it saved the horse, and then they
Yeah.
spilled on a dog? So I've been getting personal testimonies, some from Hannah's family, but other people that have actually bought it. By all accounts, this is legit. It does work. I can tell by the texts and emails I'm getting. And you can also use this on yourself. This is the deodorant I use now. It's for dogs, but I use it. You can use it. It's so safe.
You can save 15% on your first order at coatdefense.com and be sure to enter code Roseanne when you check out. That's coatdefense.com for 15% off. Enter code Roseanne. Give your dog relief and avoid those expensive vet visits. Coat Defense. Something better for your dog.
And for those dog owners, I forgot to mention this. A lot of the times the itching that happens to your dog is because they have buildup of yeast, like in their paws and their skin folds.
Mm-hmm.
And this stuff helps with that. So it could just be a simple fix. So
That's great.
check them out.
That they're
Yeah, they
not
are LARPs.
really
No.
like they're playing a role, and because they're all related to somebody, like Jeff Bezos. Everyone's like,
It ain't really his money.
it's not his money,
it
and it's not
goes
his
in the-
technology either. He
No.
didn't work out of his garage. He worked real hard. He's such a hard worker. You know, his grandpa founded DARPA.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos' grandpa founded DARPA.
Yeah.
His grandpa worked in nuclear technology and energy before, and they pulled him over to the U.S. government and ran
Holy
DARPA.
shit.
I knew a lot of shit about DARPA because you know who Frank Zappa was?
Yeah.
Okay, well, his wife, Gail, was about my best friend ever in the whole world. And her father was a nuclear physicist and, you know, knew all that, what was going
Frank
on
Zappa's
there.
dad was in charge of like psyops and
Yeah.
like running mental games or something like that for the military.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jim Morrison's dad in the
Jim
CIA?
Morrison's dad, too.
Jim Morrison's dad was the captain on the boat that basically was involved with the Gulf of Tonkin, which was a giant lie to get us in
They
the war.
they all use their kids.
They all, dude. That's so the
Every shooter's dad's in the CIA or the FBI.
100%.
Yeah, they all
Allegedly.
sacrifice their eldest.
We have to do. That's all we have to do for YouTube. I just do an allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but no, keep going. This is so good. Please, you two. I've been waiting for you two to talk for a
No,
while.
but they're all in the same club, and the money goes into the pot.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what they've been saying for 7 years too, and I'm pissed at this. I no longer consider them in the conspiracy theorist club.
Who?
The fucking Jassara motherfuckers. That's supposed to have happened.
Oh, you
Gassara
mean with
and
the
Nassara.
economy and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
uh-huh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Not going to happen.
no, wait. What's this one? You have to
The,
explain.
it's
The
basically
liberating of all the world's
Yeah.
gold on behalf of the human population.
It's not
Yeah.
happening.
so we get out of this
bullshit.
fractional reserve banking, which is based on debt,
Right.
and it gets out of that, and then nobody paid taxes. Everyone, it's like this.
They yanked us every year going, it's going to happen any minute.
But when did you decide
But they
to
say
give up
now
on
it
that?
has to happen when Trump's in. Well, okay, he's in, and he's never said one thing except for going and yanking the
I think he has to play
Bitcoin.
little ball. I mean, like here's
Bitcoin, they say that shit's going up to $1 million.
It's almost got to 100,000.
I don't know. I'm still not buying
It's
it.
too late. It's too late. You have to do XRP.
Buy little pieces. What are you into?
I haven't done it yet, but XRP is the one I'm looking at.
XRP.
That's
Do you know what they think that's going to be? Right.
No.
The Fed coin.
Then
That's
I'm
probably
buying it.
it.
I'm buying it tomorrow. I haven't done
Okay.
it. I don't do
It's
crypto.
only $2 right now, which is a lot
Let's
for the
get
people who
it.
got
I have
in
dough.
early.
I'm on the Fed coin. I think so.
Well,
But
because
I know
they're gonna-
Trump
they're-
already took the Fed and put it in the Treasury.
Well, here's what they say they're gonna do. Everyone says I'm crazy, but the word is they're gonna take it and buy it back. They're gonna buy it back at an exorbitant rate to get all the crypto back.
Okay.
Which is so
so it'd be
you
good to be invested in crypto.
could be
now.
even more money.
Okay.
So I mean that's what it is. I got when it was like 30 cents. It's
Oh, you
now
did well.
$2.50, but even there might be a time where $2.50 will look super cheap if it's $50.
I just can't do it. I'm going to do silver. I'm too.
We're
I'm a
gonna-
gold and silver guy
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we are.
Noble Gold. Noble Gold that we did that episode with Colin a few weeks ago. It was really, really beneficial to a lot of people. You and I have invested in silver ourselves. We keep telling people it's just super important, especially with Trump in office. And we talk about, in this episode with Sam, we talk about Bitcoin and ecstasy and all this stuff. It's a wild world out there. This is the safest way. You
Yeah,
can put
this
your
is
money.
actual wealth that
Yeah.
doesn't lose value.
Precious metals. Everyone's doing it. There's a reason for it. Noble Gold is a company that we partnered with. We love the CEO. He's a friend of ours. And, we just want to remind you to go there. If you're interested, you can get gold and silver. They'll hook you up. Just call them. She'll tell you where to go. If you're into it, I highly suggest you do it.
Yeah, don't wait until it's too late. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com now and bag up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account. That's RoseanneBarGold.com at Noble Gold Investments. Protect your wealth while you still can.
Absolutely. And they can roll your IRA over into precious metals and so on and so forth. It's a very, very smart thing. At the very least, it protects your wealth.
I just load
Noble
up.
Gold,
I just
yeah.
load up.
Yeah, silver is at $30, and I found out that hasn't changed since the mid '80s.
Well, because they're manipulating the market.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that they think it's going to go to 60. Our gold guy
It's
thinks.
because some other shit's come. They found some other thing
Baby blood,
that's going to blow it away.
What do you think is going to be crazier?
cobalt.
More a new precious metal?
Something they can use in the electric thing.
I'm not against it. We haven't had any good metal discoveries in a while. Every 2 minutes, we're getting a new animal. And then
What do
they
you
find tribes in the middle of like nowhere because they have these drones everywhere. And then they're just deep in the forest and stuff like that.
I hope they leave them alone.
I do too.
They always walk in and then they get measles and die.
Eddie Bravo has a theory that they don't want us going into the water or going into the forest. So they make movies about people dying in the water like Jaws, and they make movies about rednecks skinning people in the forest because they don't want you going into the forest. So they scare you to stay out of there. Because I believe you get closer to nature that way.
Yeah.
And then you get to see the really crazy stuff like Bigfoot and all that you can't see in the big city because of all the electricity.
That could very well be.
Yeah,
Well,
it
you know,
makes
the
total
Apaches
sense.
say they can't astro project anymore because we have so much energy going on. And, Elon Musk puts up that big Starlink. Now they can't astro project. But you go in the middle of the city, there's very, very little electricity. You go into the forest, it's very little electricity. You can see more stuff. But you have to be open-minded to seeing it to believe you could see it. Because if you don't believe you can see it, then you'll never see it.
Well, I find that to be very true.
Are you a cryptid person? Do you believe in Bigfoots and stuff like that?
I just believe in that I might see something I ain't seen before.
I'm always down with that.
Yeah. And I have seen stuff I've never seen before because in Hawaii, I live in the rainforest. And I always am seeing something I never seen before.
There's a ton of animals we don't know about
Yeah.
and things we don't know about.
And they're beautiful if people would leave them alone.
I saw stuff at the store, at the comedy store. I saw crazy weird stuff.
Oh, yeah, the comedy store. We got to talk about comedy.
Oh, yeah, it's all
Now,
haunted.
okay, I know all that. So we'll talk about that. But first, when you said you wanted to be a comic the minute you were born.
I remember wanting to be a comic the minute I knew I existed, like in the universe. My first thought I was
Really?
like, oh, I'm something. And then second thought I was like, I want to make people laugh. I didn't even know what the job, there was a job for that. I've always, since I was a kid, I was voted class clown in 6th grade. I'm the first. I went to high school with the sole purpose of winning class clown. I didn't even care if I graduated. I just wanted to be class clown.
And were you?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. And then they stopped the award for a couple years because they're just like, dude, hey, you're trying to get this award. We're going to stop it. So they stopped it for like 3 years.
What
and they
was your
back.
best class clown thing you did in high school?
I don't know. It's just, so here's the thing about me is like, I grew up with a bunch of guys that we were the first generation of divorce. Right. So like all my friends, their parents were divorcing and it really affected them. So at some point we stopped fighting with each other and we just started becoming verbally assassins. So we would just like go to Pontillo's in Cortland. And if you sat in this one part of the seat, you would just get lit up. So you just learn to get really fast with each other. Fast forward, I moved to Vegas. I go do stand up. And this heckler comes up and he starts heckling me. And I just annihilate this guy because it was just my wheel set. And I'm like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I've been great with hecklers ever since. It's what affects you as a child sometimes becomes your strength as an adult.
Yeah, that's absolutely
right.
true.
The things that hurt you when you're a kid make you strong when you're an adult.
Yeah, if you handle them well.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
You could handle them bad.
Yeah, I have
And
handled that.
it comes out in weird ways when you're an adult, too.
Oh, yeah, for
if
sure.
You can tell when somebody hasn't dealt with their shit.
Yeah.
Can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do
Now,
you tell?
Huh?
How do you tell?
You can tell by the way they act and the shit they say.
Oh, how about these politicians who are closeted gay and they're just evil? Like, how many closeted gay people were just like shady, committing war crimes and all that stuff? Like Obama, right? Obama's, we all like on the show. We know he's
that
gay.
he's gay?
I didn't know he was in the closet.
You don't think? You
I
always
always
thought he was gay?
Yeah. Oh,
I always thought he
Oh,
was
yeah.
in the closet. Well, because he was Bathhouse Barry, they called
Yeah,
him.
yeah. And good for you. Live your best life. But you know what? Just like there's something about when you're in because you look at like Lyndon B. Johnson, he was like that. I always say that Bill Clinton is like the Andy Dick of
Yeah, he'll fuck anything.
who just
Yeah, it
hits a
doesn't
hole. A hole's a hole. That's what he thinks, right?
I
So-
see him that way, too.
Yeah. I mean, then you go back to like JFK was like that.
Yeah, he was.
He was bi. They all like have something on them, dude. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. So it's like when you're
Well, it's because only one kind of person wants that job.
psycho.
Well, I don't know. Well, I think it's a sociopath, but they might turn psychopath once they get all that power.
What's the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath?
A sociopath is afraid he may get caught,
Oh,
and a psychopath thinks he will never get caught because he's got the law on his side.
I'm down with that because I was thinking the other day recently that humans are like mammals, right?
Well, we are mammals.
We aren't, but obviously, I shouldn't have said are like. We are mammals, but we have a lot of the behaviors of them in that when you watch like National Geographic, right? And this herd is kind of going, and
Yeah.
then these apex predators come and pick one off. What does the herd do? Just keeps moving. Right? So like Bill Gates is out there giving everybody bioweapons and everybody they're almost memory holding it at this point.
Oh, they are, absolutely.
And just nobody cares.
Well, yeah. Well, we do, but
It's crazy to me.
And then if you bring it up after it's memory hold, you're crazy. And you made
And they're
it up.
angry and they're like, just let go. We moved on.
But the people that speak are speaking from a script. They're not saying nothing real.
No,
It's like, it's wall-to-wall bullshit.
you think a lot of it?
All of it. It's like I say, it is a unified field of bullshit.
In terms of like people like who are speaking out?
Anybody speaking.
Anybody speaking?
Anybody speaking pretty much. Yeah, except for not me.
Okay. So you're the real one?
I am.
I respect it.
And
I respect
because
it.
I'm 72.
And you don't care.
No, and I've studied and read. And I'm not a fucking idiot. You know, I'm not. And I have intelligence, fact, and data on my side so they can kiss my fucking fat fucking ass. You know what I mean?
Respect.
I don't come out there with my fucking beliefs. Hello, I'm not a fucking retard. I have my beliefs, but I always set aside my beliefs for fact and data.
I love
because
it.
I'm fucking intelligent.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And so is God.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And these people are not speaking for God, and I know it, and I am not going to be insulted because I know God, and they are no God.
I'm with you on that.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So they can go fuck themselves.
They should.
Well, they do.
Well, good. They deserve that.
They
Go fuck
do
yourself.
All they do is fucking chronic masturbate 24/7. Probably the videos of themselves masturbating.
Oh, yeah. You know a lot of people do. Just jerking off of themselves, knuckles up.
What's knuckles up?
I don't know. It's shady. I'm just saying, if you're going knuckles up, you're deep into the dark arts, right?
Well, now, what were we? The comedy store. Okay, so you told me that you're the second person. I held the longest record from 1985. That I was the only comic that got taken from the audition to the main stage in the same night.
You and I have been connected forever, and I've always been so excited about this little, I'm a little trivia. There's two things that I'm involved with that are trivia. First one is like, who is the other podcast episode that was put out in the same day Donald Trump was on Joe Rogan? It was me and Trump. So we're like Eskimo brothers, right? In some weird way. On October 25th of this year, both Trump and my podcast episode on JRE dropped. And together we have 50 million views. Like
That's fucking
he has
great.
50, I have 700,000.
But together.
But together, it's a pretty big day. And then the second trivia thing is like there's only been two people in the history of when Mitzi Shore was running the comedy store that she made their first spot ever in the main room, their first regular paid spot, a main room spot. It was Roseanne Barr and Sam Tripoli, the only two.
And you'd got yours in 99?
I got mine in 99.
So look at you. You brought the boys in, and that's pretty cool. Several years after I held it. Oh, I was so proud that I had it. But, I'm glad that a boy got it, too.
Thank you. Thanks for letting us in. Thank you for that diversity hire there, Mitzi. Thank you. It's very interesting because you were from a gray era at the store. And then I was part of two eras at the store, which was called the Dead Period. Which
What's that?
The Dead Period was like kind of like after the 90s comedy and everybody had blown up, like you and all those Dice and all of them had left. And it was just kind of like the industry wasn't going there. The crowds were super small except for maybe on the weekends. Mm-hmm. But it was like the greatest time ever because Mitzi was there, but she wasn't. She didn't have a title. So it was like, it was the greatest art ever was because you could go up there and bomb in dignity. Like you could go take a chance on a set. And like if you bombed, nobody cared. She'd put you up again. And then when Rogan came back, that's the second area I was part of. And that was just probably was very close to when you guys were there and you were selling out two main rooms every night. That's what the Comedy Store was like then. And now it's kind of gone back into every 20 years the Comedy Store resets itself.
Yeah.
Every 20 years the old guard has to leave, the new guard comes in, and yeah, man, it's kind of in a new era right now.
I remember I used to go down there on Tuesday night because they had I don't remember the name of it, but it was Black Night.
It was Mo Better Mondays. No. Excuse me. That's Tuesday. At the Improv. Tripping on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and what I saw there, it was comedy mixed with rap. It was so fucking great.
It was great.
It was just fucking great.
That show was going great until somebody got shot on the patio.
Yeah.
And the funniest story about that is everybody says Tiffany Haddish saved everybody's life because like everyone was partying in the belly room during the roast battle, and she would go so long on her judgments that the show went over 30 minutes. So nobody was on the patio when that shooting happened. So she saved a bunch of lives by running the light every day, right? It was crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm sure a woman's experience at the Comedy Store is maybe different than a man's. Like, when I was there, dude, it was like the best stuff would be like you'd go on stage, work your act, get after, party, get late. It was the best time ever. That's not there anymore, and maybe that's good. Maybe it's meant to evolve. But it was Wild West back in the day, and it was like a private club that if you were able to get in and Mitzi Shore picked you to play there, you could develop and
you could talk to other comics all night long.
And what happened at the store stayed at the store.
Yeah, right. It was like artistic heaven.
It was.
And watch everybody, and that'd give you ideas, Everybody come up and give you a line. They'd watch you, critique you as a real...
Do you like watching comedy?
I do. I love it. Hey, folks, it's Roseanne here. The holidays are upon us, and let me tell you, there's no better time for you to treat yourself or give a gift people will actually love than right now. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about Diet Smoke. They've got award-winning gummies, vapes, and pre-rolls that make it easy to relax, unwind, and find that perfect vibe without overdoing it. One of my favorites, the new Acapulco Gold gummies. These little gems are smooth, uplifting, and just what you need to brighten your holiday mood. They're also a great gift for anyone who could use a little boost this season. And let me tell you, Diet Smoke really makes that easy. They've got gifts for everyone. Gummies, vapes, pre-rolls, you name it, they've got it. They got a vibe for everything. Shipping is quick and reliable. You'll get your order in as little as 48 hours, which is perfect if you're a last-minute shopper like me. They stand behind their products with their lifetime happiness guarantee. If you're not happy, they'll make it right. No questions asked. Now, here's the best part. Just for my listeners, Diet Smoke is offering a $50 welcome gift plus 20% off your entire order this holiday season. All you got to do is head over to www.dietsmoke.com and use the code Roseanne at checkout. So whether you're treating yourself or looking for a gift that'll actually make somebody really happy, Diet Smoke has you covered. So go check it out, and you will thank me later.
I need to get back to. I haven't done it in a long time, and I feel like it's time to watch some of my peers
I love
live.
That Cam. I can't remember his last name, but that
Cam
kid.
from Kill Tony?
Yeah, I just love him. Tony took me. He said, "Hey, watch this kid.
I like Cam."
He goes, he is the real shit, and and he is, and so
all those guys are good writers, man.
Good writers.
Ari is a really great writer.
I could tell he really had lived it.
Yes.
That was what we talked about. So, have you really lived your comedy act?
That's my problem, is that I can't write stuff that I haven't lived. So I have to sit around and wait for something to happen so I could write a joke. And for me, my hardest part of my comedy right now, believe it or not, is the opening bit, is opening.
Yeah, the opening's always the hardest.
That's the hardest for me to connect with these people, because I just want to go up there and rant and rave about lizard people and fallen angels and all that stuff, but I got to slow roll it. My style is kind of, I call it gator roll, where I start really how an alligator eats its prey. It starts really at the top and then slowly drags them down into the dark, dark waters, and then you got them laughing at me talking about retards and shit. So it's it starts simple and ends kind of into craziness that I do. So my opening, I have to, because I don't have that look where I walk up on stage, who I am. There's so many comics that are blessed with that.
But I think you do.
I do?
Yeah. Yeah. You're the...
Maybe I overthink it.
You're the crazy uncle.
Yeah. Somebody said that to me yesterday.
Really?
You're just a crazy uncle. I'm I'm in. I keep telling my brother to have kids. I can have kids.
No, everybody has a crazy uncle like you that is knows why everything happens.
Yes. I did that at I did that at Thanksgiving. My friend Scott Toomey, who we grew up in upstate New York together, he invited me on. The mother of my children had the girls for the Thanksgiving, so me and my girlfriend went over there. And dude, within 2 seconds, I'm getting into this Matt Gaetz case. Have you watched that?
No, can we?
Oh my God, Roseanne, have
No.
you seen that?
No.
The Matt Gaetz. I knew it was something about he was.
He paid, right?
No, but it's crazy.
What?
I don't know anything about
I
it.
don't know much except for he was going to sex parties or something.
So it all starts out, there's this guy in Florida who's like the county tax collector. Even that, I hate that. If you're collecting tax, I'm not on your side, okay?
No, no one is.
So he's the county tax collector.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of corruption around him, and he's like, so this teacher decides to run against this guy Greenberg, right? He runs against him.
Oh,
right?
Greenberg. Yeah, he's a total criminal, right?
Right. So
By like thousands of grifts.
Oh, it's so crazy. So he should be blowing this teacher out of the water.
Right.
Because he has everything on his side. He's not. He's like way tighter, and Greenberg's freaking out, right? So Greenberg starts to like run this like internet campaign to discredit this teacher running.
Yeah.
So he starts making up.
He's like in with Media Matters.
Yeah, he makes up fake like accounts, and he anything the
He
guy
gets
posts.
David Brock on his side.
So this gets crazy, right?
Okay.
So he decides to write letters to the school that this guy that's running against him, I think his name's Braun. I don't know what the guy's name is, but we'll just call him Braun. So this guy, he decides to write handwritten letters to the school about this guy Braun did some stuff to his kids,
Wow.
did stuff to his students. Well, as soon as the school
Oh
gets
my
this, they're
God.
like, oh, well, we got to investigate this. They send it to the cops, right? The cops do DNA and fingerprint analysis, okay? Dude, turns out it's this guy Greenberg that wrote the letters.
Oh my God.
So listen to this, man. It gets crazier.
Oh my God.
He's that fucking stupid.
It's
He
crazier,
don't even wear
Roseanne.
gloves.
This is a
Gloves or nothing?
sociopath, right? Or psychopath?
Yeah, sociopath.
Okay.
It
sorry.
gets crazier.
Please go on. This is
So
great.
they go to his house. They go to his house. They get on his computer. They find all these crimes: money laundering, identity theft, prostitution, all this stuff, right? So it turns out,
No, that's a psychopath. He's sure he's never going to get caught.
Yep.
right?
Yeah, right.
So he turns out he's spending county money on this this sugar daddy website. He spent $70,000, dude,
Oh my
vey.
using a county card. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
One of the
And
girls
he's a Jew.
listen,
Of course.
And he's like calling people who say Jews do horrible things anti-Semites.
That's always.
I love you. You're the best. You're the best. So listen. So he's
but
out.
you're missing something.
No, it's still
No,
going.
He
no,
hasn't
honey.
got through it yet.
Let me tell you. LGBTQ plus CAA plus CIA. He's one of them.
Oh, he's in on it.
Of course.
Okay.
Keep going, though.
All right, but it gets crazier.
Oh, it
Okay.
couldn't.
Okay, so one of the sugar babies, prostitutes he hooks up with, turns out she's 17 years old, right? And she's underage in the state of Florida. He freaks out. Now, this Greenberg freaks out. Now, he's in charge again of the county
One of the
tax.
prostitutes he bought.
He
Banged.
hooked up with.
Okay.
Well, his office is also in charge of giving out identifications, government identifications. So he makes her a fake ID, an official fake ID,
Wow.
saying she's 18 years old. So somehow Matt Gaetz meets up with Greenberg, and we all know they're all in these parties and stuff like that. He ends up hooking up. Gaetz hooks up with this chick,
Oh,
Is
my
she 17 at the time?
but she has an
a fake
ID that
Okay.
says she's 18.
Okay.
He
So-
set up Gaetz.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that Gaetz is like a holy roller or
No.
walks on.
Was he married at the time?
Yes.
Gaetz? Oh, okay.
So, but
so
anyway,
forget him and his religious act.
so Greenberg is in trouble with the authorities. So what Greenberg's lawyers do, they go to Bill Barr and they go, listen,
Oh my God.
listen, it gets crazier.
Oh my
They
God.
go to
The Nixon fixer.
They go to Bill Barr and they go, we have evidence of a sitting politician, either congressman or senator, I forget what he is, has been paying for sex with minors, right? So anyways, Bill Barr runs a private undercover investigation. Well, so this is what happens. The CIA decides, this is how crazy it gets. The CIA decides to run a covert operation in Iran. They send this guy Livingston or something like that. They send him, he gets captured. They need to get him back. So they need to give the Iranian government like money, right? Like 20-something million dollars.
Yeah, okay.
Somehow, I don't know how they make the connection. They decide to go to Matt Gaetz's dad, Don Gaetz, and they go, listen, your son's in deep trouble. If you give us $25 million to help get this guy back, we'll have Biden pardon your guy. So now he's involved in like some international spy stuff. So Gates' dad goes to the FBI, goes, hey, we're getting blackmailed right now. Can you help us with this? The FBI or the CIA is like, yeah, we'll help. But then his dad,
they dress up like Trump supporters.
Probably. That's the next thing. But so then Gates' dad goes, hey, but we need you to put in writing that this investigation is about this blackmail scheme and not trying to find more evidence on my son. And they said no. The next day, the New York Times stuff comes out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, the New York Times.
So it's all this blackmail stuff. How crazy is that story? You're just trying to get laid, and next thing you know, you're in an international spy ring blackmail scheme? I'm telling you, man, your dick gets you in trouble.
You pay them to leave. That's the old saying. It
That's,
didn't work that time.
Yeah.
Should have just gone on OnlyFans. But hold on real quick. So when Gaetz was up to be attorney general and he dropped out, do you think that had something to do with it?
I think that was the plan the whole way.
Yeah.
Why did he drop out before he was annoyed? Well, secured it because he knew he'd lose his seat if he stepped down. Why did he do that? And everyone's like, why is he stepping down when he hasn't been appointed yet? He's been, they wanted him.
He knew the story was coming out.
Well, that's my theory, but you think
Well, he told that whole story on Tucker before that. Everyone's like, whatever, dude. And then it turned out it's totally true. It's crazy, but it's weird that he stepped down.
Yeah. So what they say he wasn't going to get the votes, but I thought maybe it was because he made a payment to this underage girl and he didn't want it getting looked at.
And now all of these like Venmo payments are being put out there.
But he's so brilliant. His mind for law.
That's why they use sex as a blackmailing scheme. That's what they do.
Yeah, that is what they do. And these fucking idiots always fall for it.
100%.
It's so
Guys
crazy.
Men are so stupid.
I mean,
they are stupid. It's so dumb.
That's why I say it should only be older women in the government. And they should be like, they should come from poor areas.
Yes.
And, of course, they can enrich themselves like Congress does. But they should make sure that the wealth they abscond from the taxpayers gets a kickback to their own community instead of just themselves. Then you wouldn't have to change too much.
Yeah, I mean, that should be a rule. Whatever you get paid by the lobbyists, 30% goes back to the county.
Right, to your community that put
people
there.
be like, okay, you can have lobbying. That's a great idea.
You're owed the kickback, a percentage of your own kickback.
Yeah.
Right, so we can still have a criminal.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we can still have a whole criminal, or enterprise of our government, which like we have now. We wouldn't have to make a lot of changes.
Right.
And like I say, our army, we wouldn't have to change a lot of that, where we're going all over the world, with millions of bases. We'll just make one slight change. We'll go after the guilty.
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be great.
Change a law.
You could keep lobbying if you kick back people.
Yeah.
In your county money.
Right.
Like Nancy Pelosi and her 40-year-old tits.
Yeah.
Send like $200 million she's made.
She's the greatest
She kicked
investor.
that back. 60
there wouldn't
mil.
be any homeless in the streets of her district.
100. Well, that's my theory right now about.
She stole all the money from the housing bubble of their homes.
Do you know 3 families have run California for over 100 years?
Yeah.
The Pelosi's, the Browns, and the Gettys.
Yeah.
And there's one more, and I forget the name of it, but
Chandler.
Maybe Chandler. Yeah, those 4 have been running.
You know about Rachel Handler, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Rachel Chandler, I mean.
See, that's the whole thing. Like, are you a Q person?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you a Q person?
Here's what I know about Q.
Oh boy, Jake.
Is that there's a old like intelligence trick called Operation Trust, right?
Yeah.
Which is they want to herd all the most paranoid into this group. And but the part of Operation Trust that nobody ever talks about is that they have to put out real information.
Yeah.
That's how they get you and me.
Yeah, I know.
So
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
It's revelation of the method.
Yeah. So when everyone's freaking out about Diddy or Ukraine, we already knew about that.
Right, we did.
A long time ago.
Yeah, we knew it for a long time.
So we knew all that. We knew
And
all
they
this
call
stuff
this crazy.
with Russian collusion, with
With overthrowing the Ukrainian government.
100% with Obama and the wiretaps.
Yep.
Like I was on Jimmy
Obama
Gore.
and the Arab Spring.
Dude, Obama and like Benghazi.
Yeah.
And how they let that guy die, and that kicks off everything going in Syria right now. Because Jay Christopher.
It kicks off ISIS, you mean?
Yeah, ISIL, ISIS.
ISIL, he said.
ISIL, yeah. ISIL.
He's a fucking leader.
Yeah, he's dude.
The most corrupt
He's
ever.
a psychopath.
He's a psychopath. She's a psychopath.
Yeah,
like
she
Hillary
is.
Clinton, psychopath. It's so crazy because you have like everybody hates conspiracy theorists and all that stuff, but you have people in Hollywood doing Hillary Clinton's Apple television show. I'm like, you're literally on a show with a woman who's caused open air slave trades in Libya right now. She's led to
Who calls Donald Trump a racist?
It's so crazy to me.
Whoever they call who's ever saying somebody's a racist, that means they are invested in child trafficking, slavery, and selling black people
I do that
in
now,
Libya.
too. I do that.
That's what they're covering up.
Anybody who goes, give the Ukraine all this money, I'm like, what weird shit do they have you doing on film?
Of course.
What weird stuff are
all the
you
fucking
into?
biolabs
Yeah.
in the Ukraine.
100%.
That's why Putin bombed them.
Yep, 100%. I mean, like, you can study the history of Russia and, like, with these Babylonian bankers.
Yeah.
That's what I talk about with these
Tartaria.
old arts, these old religions. There's religions that go way older than the Abrahamic religions.
Right.
And, like, they didn't go away. They
No.
just constantly start to reinvent themselves
Yep.
in different ways.
Yeah.
Right? So it's
Well,
like,
they say they're new when they're old.
yes. And going back to what you're saying, when someone accuses somebody of being racist or they're corrupt or whatever, every accusation is a confession.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you just see it
Unless
over
you've
and over.
got facts.
Like everybody coming out with Kamala Harris and like promoting. I'm like, what weird shit do they have you doing on tape? And everyone's like, how'd she spend $1 billion? I'll tell you how she spent $1 billion, by filling arenas up. And it was a traveling circus.
They tracked the
Everywhere she
buses.
went,
Do
they
you know
would
about
just
buses?
show up and
Yeah.
fill it up.
Same
She had to
people.
pay all those people. That's
Well,
where
they
$1
were
billion.
the same people she bailed out of jail, and they were the same people that showed up as Antifa, then they showed up as BLM, then they showed up as the pro-Palestinian fuckers. Then they're actors.
I agree with
They're
that.
fucking crisis actors, and the Democrats have been paying them for decades.
Well, it's when you show up and you're protesting at the Macy's Day Fair. How does that help anybody? If you shut down access to LAX, how does that help anybody? It just causes chaos
Yeah.
between everybody.
That's the
Well,
plan.
their job is to create chaos because
Yes.
you know their thing, order out of chaos,
100%.
because they create the chaos and then pretend to bring order to it.
Yes. And I do believe there's higher levels of everything, and all these groups are just middle management people.
Well,
if you
they
know
are
who they
just
are,
middle management people for the tippy top of the
if you're
pyramid.
the Black Nobility,
Of course.
most people don't know who
Is
that
that the
is.
Boule?
You start talking to them about
no,
the Black
that's
Nobility.
not the Boule. The Boule are Prince. I can't remember the name.
The Boule
Masons.
are basically, so black people aren't allowed to be a part of the Skull and Bones, so they created another group called the Boule, and the Boule's whole mission is to protect the table. And all, if you look at LeBron James, he has a giant Boule tattoo on his chest.
Really?
Yeah,
It says Boule or
it's like a double-headed lion or something like that. It's right there on his chest.
Well, what were you just talking about? The Black Excellence?
The Black Nobility
That's something else.
are the really, really old Babylonian bankers
Yep.
who basically go even past Rome.
Wow. Before Rome.
Before they were involved. The
they're
people who assassinated
Babylonian.
Julius Caesar are the same people who assassinated JFK.
Yep.
The same organization. These old bankers. And I personally, this is me speaking, I think they control everything.
They're not just bankers.
They control Rome, they control the city of London, and they control Washington, D.C. I think they work out of Switzerland. I
That's
think
right.
Israel, and I think Saudi Arabia are under their control as well, which is to control chaos
probably
and control
every
the
country
area.
is.
I mean, the Saudis, do you know that the first...
You're leaving out the most important piece of it.
Well, Ma, there's a lot of debt relief companies. There's a lot of ways to get out of trouble. There's a lot of ways to invest your money. We talk about people we educate. We talk about precious metals and whatnot. But home refinancing is something that you can do if you're in high credit card debt or any debt. If you have equity in your home, you can take out the equity. You can refinance your home. It's money that can help you pay down your debts. It's usually lower interest than credit cards. It's an awesome, awesome product. And American Financing, we've talked a lot. We always talk on what we love about them. And this is documented. They're well respected. They're on the Better Business Bureau. They save people an average of $850 a month. That is a $10,000 raise. If you qualify, if you're a homeowner, give them a call. This can help you get out of a lot of trouble. Or you just might want to do it just to have cash. Maybe redo your bathroom. Maybe go on vacation. They're an awesome company.
American Financing is saving their borrowers over $800 a month on average. $800 a month is like getting a $10,000 raise at work a year, and it costs absolutely nothing to find out how much you can save. They're closing some accounts in as little as 10 days, and if you start today, you may not have to make next month's mortgage payment. There's no better time than now to turn your situation around. Call today, 866-890-8585. Excuse me. That's 866-890-8585, or visit americanfinancing.net/Roseanne.
What is it?
Jordan, the kingdom of Jordan.
Oh, really?
And the king.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that the first...
That's who controls the Middle East.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
do you know that the first king of the House of Saud was a British spy?
Yeah, I do know that.
Right? And they basically...
They created that.
Why do we buy
the
oil?
The British create royal families.
Yes.
That's why they give dukes. You get the church comes and shows up, and then they create, with church and state, they create a royal lineage.
And they control everything.
Of course, and that's what everything's about.
Why do we buy oil from Saudi Arabia when we produce more oil than them? That way we control Mecca. You control...
Well, the British do.
Yeah, well, by we, I meant the people who... Oh, dude, I read this book that broke down like how they basically created the House of Saud, and it's so
I read that.
crazy to me.
Yeah, it's the British. But I think that Trump put the British crown in checkmate.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's something. He got us out of the...
How about when the Queen told him to walk ahead of her? That was something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I think he put him in checkmate.
How about the fact that the Queen admits she's a relative of the Prophet Muhammad and Veil the Impaler, who is basically Dracula?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So when when David Icke goes, there's lizard people everywhere, I go, dude, these people are all related.
Vampires are real.
The reason they're called lizard people is because if you in Judaism, there's a part of it, mystical Judaism, that it talks about how the soul works in all animals, and because it's not just humans who have souls, like animals have souls too, although on a muted level, they have life, so they have intelligence. So they have some soul, but like the animals that crawl on the land are the lizards, and they worship raw power, and that's why they will consume their enemy. After they kill them, they consume them.
I would doubt it.
And that mentality is in humans is caused from centuries of inbreeding,
Yes.
right? So they're not like us.
Well,
How you made a king from Babylon on was brother and sister.
you know, even if you go back to Sumerians, it's like
Well, yeah.
they were basically created to hurt us. This small group of people.
Right.
You know, and that's why they're all related. They're all in positions of power. My favorite thing is that TV show where they're like, hey, celebrity person, come on, we're going to tell you your lineage. And it always leads to slave owners.
Yes.
Every time.
Every
it leads
time.
to- I don't know why they still go on the show. It's like, hey, by the way, super progressive person who hates.
But it's always it's so funny because it's always a kind of a light-skinned black person that we're more shocked
100%.
at. Well, duh.
I mean, Ben
all the
Affleck,
black women,
Larry David,
all black women,
Kamala Harris.
but like black women that came in slavery were raped by their slave owners.
Yep.
So of course you're going to have that DNA in
That
there.
chick from The View, she's like, oh, I thought I was Latina.
No, Sandy
I'm like,
Hostin
no,
era.
dog, you're descendants of slave owners.
You know who's not
Start
a
paying
descendant?
reparations.
Do you know who's not? Was Trump. The Trump family was not descendant. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They did. He was the only one running that.
Did
wasn't
you
a
know
descendant.
Trump's family name is Christ,
No.
spelled like Christ?
Really?
Yeah.
What about that time traveling stuff? Have you seen those books?
Oh,
Yeah.
I have it.
That you haven't seen the books?
No, I have the book.
Oh, you
I
do have the book.
Yeah, I
Have you
it
ever
next door.
time traveled?
Have I ever time traveled? No, but not that I can think of. But I come from psychics.
Yeah, you said that.
My family's psychic.
Like legit psychic?
Yeah, like my grandmother was the local psychic.
Oh, really?
My cousin, if you give him anything, he can tell you the complete history of it. We have a baby that sees dead people. I believe that my Tinfoil Hat podcast has done well because my ability to play out the tape and what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
So that's why, dude, we're about to celebrate on, I think it's December 13th. We're going to be celebrating 8 years the
Yeah,
podcast
that's
is
a great
going. And for it
podcast.
to still be a top 100 comedy podcast after 8 years is like really hard to do. And I think it's because we've been pretty accurate in our discussion. So, and a lot of it has to do with like me just going off of feel. Like so much of my whole thing is like, my soul, my instincts, whatever. It's telling me this is what's happening.
Yeah.
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
That's what I thought.
That's what she is.
Yeah.
Scorpios are the best.
They're very psychic.
Can be.
We could also get us in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, we're also the worst.
We're the best and the worst.
Yeah, but you got to choose.
I choose light. I
That's
choose
good.
to help others. I choose
Yeah.
to get the word out. But you know what? I'm not trying to save anybody. People got to save themselves. You can put the information out. Those who choose to hear it, they can change their life. So when I get an email from people going, hey, man, you helped me get sober. Hey, man, you helped me change my life. Those are the best emails ever. I love that. But I'm done trying to convince people of anything. If you can't see it after they shut down the world,
Yeah.
if you can't see that there's a cabal of power. Now you ask yourself, they can print all the money. They can shut down the world so they have all the power. What? It's obviously not about that to me because they got it. What? I
Do
think
you
it's
think
all,
it's about CERN?
I think it's about spiritual warfare.
Yeah, that's what CERN is.
CERN's interesting too. There's a lot of people that were talking about how they think CERN might be the new Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
And that CERN is where they're going to allow the demons come through
Right.
through revelation and stuff like that.
Right.
Can you tell people? I know what CERN is, but just in case our audience doesn't, just 10
CERN
seconds.
listen. So everybody argues about who runs the world. Here, this country, that country, this country, that country.
It's all of them.
Dude, I think it's Switzerland, man.
Of course it is.
Why didn't Hitler go into Switzerland?
Because they bankrolled it.
We talk about this all the time.
100%.
They're always neutral. You can't be neutral. You can't be neutral
Who
unless you're in
just says
charge.
I'm neutral?
Yeah, you
Who
can't
just
get
goes, hey,
fucking
by the way,
raped.
I'm not in on it.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
We've been talking about this
Vance, we
forever.
can't bomb me. Can't bomb me. I'm neutral.
Right.
Like you're
I
holding
see
the
ya.
safe space. You're holding the safe base.
Well, you're holding all the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All the gold, all the
Bank of
art.
International
100%.
Every penny is
You can get into that
accounted
story
for.
too, but
Bank of International Settlements.
Bank of International Settlements, CERN, Club of Rome, WEF, Bilderberg Group,
Who started
Club of 300.
Switzerland? Like,
Club
who are
of
these
300.
people?
You want to hear a crazy thing?
Yeah.
The Committee of 300. Do you know who's
Committee of
on that?
Oh,
The owner of the Clippers,
yeah.
Steve Ballmer. The guy who owns my favorite team is a Committee of the 300. And he seems like a nice guy, but I don't know if you get there if you're a really nice guy. You got to be
What
in
is
some
that?
really
The 300. I don't know this.
You got to get
There's
jumped
levels.
in.
There's levels. You know, like
No, wait. You've got to get jumped into the game.
Yeah, you got to rape a baby or something.
you got to do something shady to get into this Committee of 300.
Yeah, you do.
So, because she talks about Switzerland all the time. We've been doing this about a year and a half, but obviously she's my mom. We've been talking about it much longer. Who runs Switzerland? Like we say, Switzerland's behind it. Who are the Swiss?
If you go, who
Are
Black
they the
Nobility?
Black Nobility?
The
Is
Black
that true?
Nobility are basically the 13 families.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically co-opted the Vatican. And if you study, there's 3 sovereign territories in the world that pay no taxes to anybody, that follow no laws of any country, and that is the Vatican, that is the City of London, and that is Washington, D.C. They keep going, we're going to make Washington, D.C. a state. Never going to happen, man. It is its own sovereign nation.
Have you ever looked into Mecca?
No. What, the black cube that they
Yeah.
go around? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Black Nobility is the tippy top of the
Yeah.
tippy spear?
That's my opinion. 13. Now,
Do you
within
agree
the
with that?
13 families,
Do you
there's
think
wars.
that's the top two? I'm just converging your guys'.
I think it's 2 and 3.
What's number 1?
Well, I hesitate to say.
Oh, okay. Well, don't if you don't want
It's
Is it in Antarctica?
I haven't even
We haven't gotten to that
considered
yet.
Antarctica, but it must be because Switzerland kind of owns Antarctica.
Right. There's 3 interesting places that nobody really talks about. Switzerland, Greenland, Antarctica. And they're
Right.
like, why aren't you guys talking about those places? Why is Trump on to take over Greenland? What is that about? It's
Did you hear
interesting.
him say, oh, we didn't even go off on fucking Biden pardoning his fucking son and all that?
Yeah, we can get into it.
Everybody's like of 2 schools. One, people are pissed because he bald-faced lied, and that Karine, what's her
Jean
face?
Pierre or whatever.
Karine,
KJP.
Careen, careening
Yeah.
off the edge. She's like, no, he'll never do it. They just bald-faced lied. He did it. They said he's been thinking about it for a really long time.
Of course, it's his kid.
We knew he was
I
gonna
mean,
do it.
like, listen, I think it's ridiculous that they can even do any of this, but I mean, it's his kid. I'm not saying it's right. I'd probably do the same thing.
I think he did it to protect himself.
But I was just telling your mother that there's this lawyer on Twitter. I wish I knew his name so I could give him.
About
Have you
pleading
seen that
the
video?
Fifth? Can't plead the fifth? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Like,
that's
that's
true.
interesting to me.
Do you know this, Ma? I think this
Yeah,
is true.
he told me.
Oh.
Explain it to the viewers.
So basically, this lawyer, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name, dude. I would give you total credit if I could. He's saying that this could actually hurt Biden in the long run because if they got Hunter Biden to actually testify, he couldn't plead the fifth because he can't be tried.
Self-incriminate. Just so you understand, you can plead the fifth because you don't want to self-incriminate.
Yeah.
If you have a pardon, you don't. There's no fear of self-incrimination.
Yeah.
In a pardon,
You-
so
you can't get charged
use
ever.
it. That's the theory. I don't know.
Yeah, but Joe Biden can also pardon himself.
Which is going to happen. I'm sure
yeah,
they all
I'm sure
do that.
he will. Yeah.
But then
And
you go,
he'll
why
pardon
wouldn't Trump have done
Comey.
that on the way out on the first time?
I don't think Trump knew that they were.
He didn't know they were going to come for him.
He was a fucking idiot. He thought, whatever. It's just, I'm not going to put Hillary in jail. This is politics. Let's move past. Even when he met Biden a few weeks ago, remember, he's like, he was really nice to me.
Because
I don't think so.
you're Q, so you know 45 through 47 that the dash means something. So that was a he declared himself a wartime president in 2020.
Yeah.
So that means, that means something.
Continuance of government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Continuity
of government.
You don't think he just was naive? Like there?
No, he did what he had to do because he put us all under like partial martial law, and he let them play out what they were going to play out.
So, Eddie Bravo always talks about how, that it had to get bad for everybody to see it.
That's what everybody says.
That's all the cute people.
That's all the cute
and
people
I
say
think how this has played out so far, that's turned out to be true.
Yeah.
We had to see how bad the Marxism was getting for people to go, whoa, enough of that. Enough of sending money here. Enough of illegals. Enough of guys in wigs using women's bathrooms. I've said this before. I think we had to see it to get rid of the Marxists. That's just my humble opinion.
I think so too. He's like, okay, take it, Joe.
Yeah.
Show everybody what you're about. What
I think it blew up in
Marxism
their
is about you lose your house, you can't pay for nothing, you get lower wages, and inflation goes through the roof, and everybody hates everybody. Thanks a lot. Okay, now America, you saw it. And make a choice towards the good, and they did. That's why I think it's just so great.
I completely agree. I think they had to make it so they had to let everybody see how bad it was getting.
They had to catch up with their 16-year plan that he interrupted.
Armor Colostrum is a product we've sold a couple times. I love this stuff. Colostrum is like the most evolved, natural, nutritional thing on the planet. There's nothing more important. Mammals and the first few days of their children's life, colostrum is the most important thing you can get in your life.
Absolutely.
So Armor Colostrum there's all sorts of medical benefits. I can show you all these studies here, Mom, but it helps your immunity. It helps your gut health. It's what God wants you to have. It's every essential. And
it's the thing built into the body of the mother to offer to her child.
Absolutely. God designed this. And what's cool about Armor Colostrum is basically they ethically source surplus bovine colostrum. And you can get it in these powders. You mix it with drinks. You can drink it. It's totally safe. You get all the health benefits of what a brand new life form gets from coming to the planet. It's awesome stuff. We've sold it. You've heard about it on other podcasts. And, I'm happy to talk about it all the time.
And we've worked out a special offer for my audience. You receive 15% off of your first order. Go to tryamara.com/RB or enter RB to get 15% off of your first order. That's tryamara.com/RB. He interrupted their timeline because it should have been Hillary for 2, and we would have been even worse than we are.
Yeah,
I
and then
completely
Michelle
believe
Obama.
that.
It was a 24-year plan.
And you can say whatever you want about. Here's my opinion. This is how I go into every Trump candidate. I'm going into this administration. I look at like every Las Vegas Raiders season where I go there thinking we're going to win the championship, and I won't be surprised if the trains go off the track in week 3. But I go in with hope because I'm 52 and I've yet to not be let down by a president. So I go in there with hope. I want him to succeed because I feel like he has a chance to go down in history as the greatest to ever do it.
Yes.
Yep, he does.
And that's very hard to do. You think about there's been 47 presidents we had a couple. So 46 presidents, really? 46 presidents in our history. That's a very rare era.
Yeah.
So you have a chance to do something really good in a position where, like, for the first time in a long time, even though the internet has really siloed us up, I feel like more people than ever are coming together.
I do too.
I just want to say how disgusted I am at the Democrats that, the nations host, the First Nations of this continent, are living in horrid squalor while they're sending billions to
I completely agree.
build up Ukraine. And they made Dubai, too. That money should have gone to the native population of this country. And I hope Trump realizes that we owe that too. I'm going to stay on that one.
They voted heavily for Trump. It's like 75%. The First Nations voted.
As
for
they
Trump.
should be.
They should.
I'd like to know
better than
whatever his
anyone.
name
see
is.
him
Anthony
I want
Marinere.
to see him bring, wealth to that those peoples.
Listen, when they were like, FEMA's like, we're out of money. You're like, you print money, you can print as much as you want.
Right.
And you know it. It's land grabs. They're just
is.
trying to steal all this land and they don't want them back there. They do it all the time. They did in Hawaii. Dude, Paradise Fires,
Yeah.
that's prime real estate for weed growing and for putting in a high-speed rail. Now you don't have to buy.
Did you ever see the map of
It's
fires in
called
California?
vampire investment.
Yeah, 100%.
Vampire investors. But it's even worse than that because it keeps getting worse until they really break. And I think they will break because they can't go on being as evil as they are without God just smashing them to hell.
Well, it's the energy of the universe. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. If you're constantly putting out negative energy, it can't last forever.
Well, God's not going to let them make money on killing
I totally agree
people
on that.
anymore.
I don't think you can do. I just don't think you could do that forever. If you it's so hard to
Well,
keep
they have
anything
done
on.
it forever.
They've done it for a while
But we didn't have the internet then.
to tell. Yeah, and we didn't have Twitter the way it is.
Yeah.
Some people don't like all the stuff that Elon Musk's doing, but I feel like it has just changed the entire game.
Yeah, it has.
And
Because truth gets through.
and it's just like they're all have to come to that. If they want to compete, they're gonna have to open it up. And Twitter to me reminds me of when YouTube was great.
Yeah.
And you can go on there and find like loose change. You can be like, what is that?
Zeitgeist.
What happened on
It
9/11?
opened your mind. It didn't close it. And these people on the left don't understand that they are, total censors and fascists.
I think they do understand.
And, well, some of them love being a fascist.
That's
That's
what I'm
for
saying.
Sure.
I think that like loose change, zeitgeist, all these things that were coming out when YouTube started, Reddit, like truth was getting out there, and they immediately had safety teams come in and start managing the content and censoring because
Yep.
we were getting the truth. They couldn't
Yep.
handle it. That's why we get fucking banned on fuck YouTube. But no, they totally
just
did that by
sucks.
design.
It just sucks.
It's horrible because that's
Right?
what made
And-
the internet so cool.
That's what made YouTube so cool.
Yeah.
That you can go and they basically used conspiracy theorists to build up their platform.
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
once
cut
it got
'em out,
somewhere,
yeah.
cut them out, run them to everywhere else. And now YouTube is hurting.
Well,
Yes.
because they built a bunch of other platforms with them
Thank God.
and didn't pay them very well either.
Is loose change still available on YouTube?
I don't know if it's still on there.
That'd be interesting to look up.
I don't know if it's still on there.
Did you
but
ever
I
see
feel,
that documentary? The 9/11?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I saw it a million
Yeah, I
times.
just had Jason Burmese on my show. But yeah, dude. I mean,
I
like,
saw that. It was good.
thank you. I love that. He's great.
I love him.
But it's like I think we're living in a great time. It's a great time for information. And, like the whole saying is like, don't worry about waking up the sheep, wake up the sleeping lions. I'm like, screw the sleeping lions. Just work on yourself. That's the best
That's
way.
all you can do, really.
Work on yourself.
Change yourself, you change the world.
100%.
Because, sometimes when I get really I'm going to say this and open people's eyes and that, God always comes in my ear and he's like, you need to do it yourself.
Yes.
Stop talking about it and
Be
just
the
do
example.
it yourself.
Be the example,
Yeah, I just want to do it myself.
And you
for
have.
myself,
You have.
I want to live what I know is true.
I agree with that.
Because
100%.
that's a good life.
Yeah, and I think that's how you affect others. You become the example for them how to change their life, and you let them know all things are possible through spiritual growth, connecting with God. And that's the whole thing. Everything I've ever learned in recovery, which is God, is like
It is,
pop
yeah.
culture is the exact opposite of that,
Yeah.
which is blame everybody for your problems. Everyone's out to get you. Do drugs, do porn, do all that stuff. And it's just low vibrational. It's simple versus easy. It's like, are you getting close to God? You're getting farther from God. If you're getting farther from God, you're gonna be miserable. I'm so sick and tired of these super progressives lecturing me on life when they're all on medications and they're seeing a million therapists. Right? It's
Yeah.
like, dude, what? Like, I don't want to know your bio. I don't want to know your pronouns.
But they got into a thing where they're
Show me
like,
your drugs.
Show me what psych meds you're on. That's all I want to
Yeah.
know.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
their whole thing became so self-righteous with their self-righteous gene or chemical, but they're like, my entire existence is to see who offends me and correct them.
I love
You
it.
fucking
Well, it's like when you get into these super rich kids, they're always like words of violence. Well, because to them, it is. It's the only thing that gets to them. When they tweet something stupid and the internet just drops a hammer of the gods on them,
Yeah.
that is violence to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
They're
they-
like, oh my God.
I think they think the word no is violent
100%.
because they're like, huh? What do you mean no? Do you know who my father is?
Yeah, I've heard that before
Yeah.
from people. I go, I know your dad. I don't know who the fuck you are. And I don't even give a shit. Shut your ass. It's like crazy to me, but you just watch these kids, like they just, for the first time in their life, they're feeling repercussions of their actions.
Their hate.
Yeah, and they're allowed
I mean,
to,
they're nothing but hate, and then they're wearing a shirt that says love. It's like fucking.
or they're wearing Shay on their shirt, the guy who killed a bunch of gays.
Yeah.
Like what? You don't even know your history.
Oh, that's the last thing they know.
They don't know. Nobody knows it because if they knew it, they'd act in a totally different way. And everything
sickening.
has been like just corrupting. Like even if you look at like so much of what's going on with the Catholic Church, right? Like a lot of that is done on purpose to get people to disconnect from God. Oh, look at what these priests are doing. Oh my God, why would God allow that to happen? God, people don't understand who runs the realm.
Right. They probably infiltrated with pedophiles on purpose.
100%.
Yeah, I've always thought that.
They did that. They did that in Hollywood. They do it in religion. They do
Look,
it in
they're
politics.
all in the club.
They're all in the club.
It's the same fucking club.
But
And
it's like,
so-
hey, you're a creepy pedo. Go here and fuck
Yeah.
shit up.
They're
Yeah.
Canaanites.
100%. And
That's
it
who
just
they
gets
are.
really crazy to me. It's just like all the most annoying celebrities are all P. Diddy people.
Always.
Right?
It's the Black Magic Club.
It's so crazy to me.
Tragic.
You're like, oh, that's why you're where you are.
J-Lo talking about choosing Kamala. That was my favorite meme in the whole election cycle. It's like, chick who dated P. Diddy and hid all the shit he was doing for 15 years is telling you Trump's bad to trust her fucking opinion.
Brought
on
a
men.
gun that
Yeah.
ended up killing somebody to a party on tape, doing weird stuff. That's why Ben Affleck left her.
yeah.
Everyone
I
thought
forgot.
she left him. He was
Yeah,
like,
he
I'm
left
out,
her,
bro.
yeah.
He's back with Jennifer Gardner.
It said they told him your wife is on these videos, and he freaked.
And that's why
Like
we
he
get.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
probably didn't freak.
Well, you know, you like you study. You're
He
like,
probably said, "This is going to ruin my B-movie career."
yeah, I'm never gonna be able to play Batman again. You know, Batman. But it's like you get into it, it's like she doesn't sing her songs. Like she's just known for like. So you'll buy a song from a writer and he'll send you how it should sound. She was just taking that and putting that out as a song and just singing on top of it.
Yeah.
Like none of it was authentic.
No, not at all. And it works. That
So
works.
what? She has a big ass that everyone is in
Which
love
I don't
with.
think-
Well,
was
I
not-
love fat ass Latinas.
I don't think that was her real ass either. I think she was a Kardashian.
Are you saying that's nothing's real?
I don't
including
think-
her fake
I don't
ass.
think her
No,
ass-
because Keenan Ivory Wayans said she looked like that but fatter, and her ass was always. That's why they hired her.
Oh, we're at the Laugh Factory.
No, on In Living Color, she started out as a fly girl.
Yeah. She had a fat ass.
I'm gonna look up her ass.
I
back
mean,
in the
if
day.
I had an ass like that, I would have made something out of my fucking self.
I always think about that because I have the flattest ass.
I do too. I just have a crack up my back.
Yeah, I just go
but
back,
I
crack
did
leg.
get my belly fat injected into my ass so I could have the human
I would love
shape.
that. I would love that.
It wasn't very painful.
But you know what? If I came in here with a meaty ass, wouldn't that be weird if I was 52 with a meaty ass?
Well, you don't want a meaty ass, but you do want some bunnage for when you
I got
sit.
nothing. Dude, I got
Yeah.
belts are doing heavy lifting on my pants. I don't even know how they're it just doesn't slide down.
I've always had that peculiarity. I never had a curve at all when I
Never.
stood in the side.
You have a lot of curves. What are you talking about? You have like
yeah, but
15
they're
or
not
20.
where they're supposed to be. They're not where they're supposed
But
to
there's
go.
curves.
I got bad angles.
Yeah, bad angles.
I got a lot of bad angles, dude. My brother is genetically superior to me in almost every way. He's smarter. He's more symmetrical face.
My mom had 4 kids, and 3 of us has my dad's body, which was as a center football
Oh, really?
player, and my little sister got the perfect figure. We were all livid with her entire life. But anyway, that's how it goes. Well, I think that we've said enough
I'll look up her ass
because
later.
people are going to be freaked out with all the
Let's
shit we've
go,
said.
bro. Burn it down.
Can I say something? I always
Yeah.
ask people to come back, and I do mean it in general, but like you have to fucking become a staple. This is my
Anytime.
favorite.
We want you to come back.
We had
There's
Eddie
so much
in here.
more.
I would love to get.
Oh,
Eddie,
I would
you,
love
and,
that.
and I would just leave. The
Let's
three of you
do
just
it.
talk.
Because I know so much more.
Do you ever get into flat Earth?
We
we
have
had
Flat
that
Earth
guy
Dave
on here, but I don't know if I don't know how I feel about it.
I think it's a lot more than everybody believes. I think it's way more.
What do you mean by way more? Like,
I think it's an energy field. I think we have this belief that it's this round
I
ball.
think it's an energy field too.
I think it's an energy field, which gives the illusion of a round ball, but in reality, it's just an energy field.
okay.
And-
I'm
no,
there.
I think it's material.
I think it's all energy waves, like, and it gets denser as it gets to the close, and as it gets farther, it's all energy. It's almost
Well, it's all atoms.
yeah, but it's like I forget what it's called, but it's like the center's here, and then you got two waves here.
Oh yeah, he talked about that. Dave.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I believe.
Yeah.
And I believe like there's way more Earth they don't tell us
But
about.
you're into the different continents.
I'm
and shit?
totally into
okay.
that.
I
Well, that's what I was thinking about the Nephilims and the Anunnakis. Maybe they come from there.
I'm in.
Wasn't Hitler obsessed with giants and shit?
Dude,
Yeah.
Hitler was deep into the occult. Nobody
Right.
talks
Yeah.
about that.
No,
what I-
he was
Deep into the occult.
because it was the Swiss thing. The
Yes.
Swiss
He
thing
was
is where
probably
the
Black
occult-
Nobility.
Yeah, that's the center.
Well,
of
you know,
it.
they talk about how nobody can tell you who Hitler's grandfather is.
Still,
Nobody can. They'll tell you who his stepfather is, but they'll never tell you who his biological grandfather is.
Well, they do, but everybody freaks out.
Is this
Yeah.
Barry Sotero? Or
No.
who is it? No, I'm kidding.
It's a Rothschild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard this. Okay.
yeah.
You know,
Are they Black Nobility?
And so
Yeah.
they say his grandfather was a Rothschild, and so was his father.
the Rothschilds are the accountants for the Black Nobility.
Yeah,
If you know who they are, they're not running shit.
Right.
It's
Right.
like these very old banker families and the reason they call them the Black Nobility is because basically the Pope at one point had locked himself in to the Vatican for like 60 years because he knew that these guys were coming for him.
yeah.
And then they basically corrupted it. They corrupted that. They corrupted the British royalty. They got their blood into it.
I'll tell you who they are when we're off air.
Ooh, I like it.
You can't do it on air. I don't want to get in trouble.
No.
But it'd be so good for the podcast. Okay.
So good for the
Can you give me
podcast.
a hint?
Cliffhanger.
Can you give me a hint? Our audience a hint?
Well, I happen to have their hat right over there.
I don't know what the. Oh, really?
Hmm.
Like that? Well, we'll do it off air. Well, I can cut this out. Are you talking about the Shiners?
They're all the same.
The Masons?
I think they're all the same.
I do too.
Listen. Here's my opinion. There's a bunch of middle management people that do different things.
Okay, I will say who they are. They are the Sufi Muslims.
Interesting.
Well, they were with Hitler.
Well, that gets into
Sufi.
if you study the Khazarians. The Khazarians, when you go
Those
back
are
far,
the Turks.
they go back. They're Turkish. So there's a guy I had on my podcast. I can't remember his name right now, but
And
he
who are
basically
the
said the
Turks?
Persians.
Who are the Turks?
Who are the Turks?
Well, they're much like the Persians.
He says that he thinks the Persians run everything at the highest level. I personally think
The
it's above.
Sufi Muslims are the Persians.
Okay.
Now or throughout history?
Always, always.
Babylon?
I think it's Babylonians,
Yeah.
Zoroastrianism, above all these,
Yeah.
whether it's Zionist, Freemasonry.
Well, that's Jews.
Well,
Well, Zionists are Jew, but there's a lot of
yeah,
people
but
that are
there's
Zionists.
different levels
Yeah.
to that stuff.
There's other religions that are Zionists that aren't.
Yeah,
Jewish
I
too,
mean,
right?
dude, you can have Christian. Not all Jews are Zionists. Not all Zionists are Jews.
Yes,
But
they are. 98% of all Jews are Zionists. The first Zionist was God in the Bible.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay, but I know what we're talking about being aligned with Switzerland.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying too, and I always talk about it. But yet, there are Jews who are not aligned with Switzerland, and those are, a different kind of Jewish person that those aligned with Switzerland really want to get rid of and have always wanted to get rid of, and are ground zero in that war. So I always talk about that, and that's in the Bible too.
Well, yeah, no, we do. I just want to say one thing to your point earlier when you're talking about the Black Nobility. Like, if you knew their name, they're just a middle management. We always say this on the podcast because everyone always is like, the Jews run everything, which is true. The Jews run a lot, but no one ever talks about the Muslim Brotherhood.
No,
it's like, why
here's
are you not
how
talking
you have
about
to
them?
say it. The Jews, here's how the system goes. The Jews work for people who do not work. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why I always
listen,
want to say to
listen,
people.
so when I say
here's what it's
Zionist,
called.
Roseanne,
No, we're not saying that. We're saying this. This is the word. When the children of Israel were leaving Egypt, God told Moses, "Don't take out those Jews who are intermarried with Pharaoh, that are his courtiers, because they like slavery. They're not the same as you, and they can't change." And Moses said to God, "Why are you saying that some Jews can't change when you say yourself, when you say everyone can change if they come before you with, humility and ask for your forgiveness, they can change? Why are you're contradicting yourself?" It's in there. And so God goes FAFO to Moses, and they're called the Erev Rav, the mixed multitude, those who practice Babylonian magic of Pharaoh.
You got it
They're
today.
called the Erev Rav, and Torah says that they alone they delay the redemption of the Jewish people, not any non-Jew. And that it also says that in this day, at the beginning of the age of Aquarius, they will be removed from power and replaced with the right kind of person, someone with a
respect,
someone with a soul who wants to do the right thing, who doesn't want to enrich the snake.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah,
we're all in agreement.
That's why I want to say this, because you've got to say Erev Rav. And I'll send you stuff from Torah that says, who are the modern Erev Rav? And it spells it out.
Soros.
Well, I always call him one of them.
Who?
George Soros. The
What?
bad Jews. George Soros.
Oh, yeah.
But he's already threatened to sue me, so I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, God, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's so crazy.
Right when she was getting canceled.
When
like
I
a
was
week.
canceled, when they were coming after me and telling me they were going to sue me for $30 million if I didn't sign away my rights that day.
To the show.
Yeah.
And did you?
I had to.
Oh, my God.
Because they told me it was only for one season.
And then they did 6 and
then
stole
they
it.
did 6.
They're horrible.
That's unbelievable.
And they lied to me when I was in the middle of a nervous breakdown because they didn't understand my tweet and wouldn't let me explain it. But then the coup de grace of that whole thing is I get a letter, George Soros is going to sue you for saying something negative about him.
He turned over the Nazi. You said it to tweet to Chelsea Clinton. But yeah, check this out. I contacted
and then
a lawyer
Chelsea
about this.
Clinton tweeted
That's
me back.
unbelievable.
Chelsea Clinton tweeted me back about something.
It was Soros.
Chastising me for saying Soros
So he went after her.
not a good Jew because he was a slave.
By the way,
at the time.
Bill's not her dad.
I know it's Webster Hubley.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Same exact face.
She'll sue us now.
No, don't sue us.
She always
Allegedly.
wears that upside down cross. Did you know that? Mm-hmm.
They're all into the dark. That's why I go into it's like you could say these people run this, but when you study their symbolism and they always put it out there, it goes to darker stuff. I think they use the Abrahamic religions to walk amongst us. Oh, I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish, I'm Christian. But in reality, behind closed doors, they're dark arts people. And that's what they really worship. And they have to put out those symbols so the other people know, hey, I'm in this club.
Yeah, but a lot of people just wear the symbols because it looks cute.
Some do, yeah.
Some people do. Like I've worn some stuff, and then they're like, "You're Illuminati." Well, no, I'm not. I just wore that because I thought it was cute.
Yeah, it's checkered rug. It was
The
cool.
worst
Yeah,
thing,
because I have a checkered rug. They were
that's
saying.
so crazy, right?
So
I'm like, not everything is everything.
I don't encourage people to get
Too into symbology.
too hyped over it.
Well, some it depends on who you are, right?
But stuff like the Washington Monument being a big ass penis,
Yeah,
an obelisk. Go for that. That's for sure.
100%.
The Statue of Liberty being Lucifer. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, it's a drag queen. Statue of Liberty is a dude in a dress, dressed like a chick. It's right there. Look at those wrists. Those are man wrists.
I thought it was Lucifer, the light bearer.
Some people think it's Mithras.
Who's that?
Mithras is this old Zoroastrianism god, which is kind of connected to their version of Lucifer, which is a totally different name.
Oh. Well, whatever. I don't like that Washington, D.C. is laid out like a pentagram.
I'm with you. Well, how about CAA's? When you go above, is a eye with the all-seeing eye with the
Langley or CAA?
No, CAA. And when you look at above, it's the all-seeing eye.
I didn't fucking know that, but not surprised.
Yeah, 100%. And they were allegedly behind the whole Me Too movement, even sacrificing their own clients.
Not alleged.
It said P. Diddy paid for it, the Me Too movement, and Jay-Z, because, they needed...
Did so
they
much
always
damage,
invent
dude.
news to cover the real news, what's going on. They got to put something on TV.
Well, they, again,
they
this gets into
manufacture
depopulation, too. Like,
Right.
you make men and women fight, we have less babies.
Well, tell everybody to go get an abortion, there'll be less
Or
babies
change their
too.
gender and cut off their dicks. You can't have a baby. You can't do
Everything's
transition.
depopulation. That's why I go, if Bill Gates has all the money, they can shut down the world, they could print money. It's not about that.
Bill Gates looks at it and goes, I feel so sorry that there are all these poor African nations in poverty, so I'm going to just wipe them out so I don't have to think about
100%. Eugenics. I mean,
Oh my God, they're so horrible.
They are,
but
though.
it is so great that there is God and he's not going to let him get away with
I
it no
agree,
more.
man.
This is the year too. Hanukkah's coming, and that's a
Happy Hanukkah.
time of, and it falls on Christmas this year, which is great.
Let's go.
And so it's like, wow, a lot of lights are going to be going on in people's souls on that day, boy. And
It's gonna be
once
interesting.
everybody's woke up, they better look out.
2025 to 2030 is going to be super interesting.
Super
It's so
cool.
exhausting. So it's like, can we just chill? Just give us a little time. Just chill.
I think
Well,
we're all chilling a little. I feel
Trump
high
says we're going to have parties
Let's go.
for the whole first year,
the World Fair.
Let's go.
but no Moloch in them.
No
Trump,
Molochs.
no Molochian symbols, please.
I'm in,
And
dude.
Sam,
Right.
I just checked. There's still not an alien invasion. Just so
There's
you know.
no alien
no
invasion.
alien
Not happening.
invasion.
Today was supposed to be the big day.
You know what, though? In mystical Judaism, Tuesday night is the most vulnerable night for souls.
Really?
Yeah. So let's keep on praying through Tuesday night that none of these fucking aliens show up here.
God, do you think they're aliens? You think they're demons?
I think they're projections by the demonic state.
You can
I don't
project
think
a
they're
demon.
real.
I'm
You've
down.
heard-
Listen,
yeah, that's
if any
for
of these aliens land, this is what they'll say. And if this don't happen, it's bullshit. When they say, take us to Roseanne Barr's house, that's how we'll know they're real aliens, okay?
All right.
All right.
I'll rush here. Back up. I'll be outside
You
in case
come
you need back
too.
out.
All right.
If you need
Well,
somebody on
thank
your board.
you.
I
Thank
love you.
you.
This has
I
been an
love you
honor. I've
too.
been such a big fan
Oh,
for so long.
nice.
You've
It's
been
so nice. It's
from
so
afar.
fun.
You're a big part of my life.
Oh,
so,
nice.
And that whole thing with the main room. So it's been a blessing to sit down with you and chop it up and talk about everything. Nothing was off limits. So you're a real one, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
You're a real one too. Real, recognize real.
Real recognizes real.
And come back, please.
Hey, I'm just a phone call away, and I'm here if I'm available. I'm available. I'll come here right there.
I'll come on yours too.
I would
I'll
love that.
really get dirty on yours.
Let's go.
Let you bear the fucking
Let's
weight.
go. I'm in.
Where do you do the Tinfoil Hat Podcast?
We do it in Hollywood.
Cool.
I want you to just know I'm doing a comic book. It's called The Chaos Twins. It's based on my daughters, and it's a fun book that teaches kids about the conspiracy of how the world really works.
Oh my God, am I going to love
I'll
to
get you an
that.
issue. We got the second one about to come out. If you go to chaostwins.com, you'll be able to get your second issue, and it's like...
Can you read that to your grandkids?
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.
Oh, how
it's
great.
done in a way that you're not like it's. I told the guys I don't want any Easter eggs where like an adult could be like, "Oh, that's inappropriate." Nothing. I want this to be straight for kids to be able to.
That's so great.
That's my whole thing.
I'd love to write a kid's book like that. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, I'll get you a copy.
Oh, excellent.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Love you too.
So you see